Welcome to the Vanilla To Vixen podcast. This show contains adult content, so if you are under 18 or easily offended, please switch off now. Mr. and Mrs. N are not qualified relationship counsellors. This show is for entertainment purposes only. Now the disclaimer is out of the way, sit back, relax, and enjoy our journey from Vanilla to Vixen.
To episode 100. It's the big century of Vanilla To Vixen. We're your hosts, Mr. and Mrs. N, and we're also known as
the Naughty Couple.
Hello, Mrs. N, 100 times.
Hello, Mr. N. Can you believe it?
I know, it's weird. It feels like very quick. Like 100 episodes have gone incredibly quickly in some circumstances, but then at other times it feels like we've always been doing this.
I know. 100 times we've sat in this little room.
I know. We've aged since we've been here.
Thanks.
Talking of aging and 100 years old, upon hearing that her elderly grandfather had just passed away, little Katie, bless her, 18-year-old Katie, went to her grandparents' house to visit her 98-year-old grandmother. Grandfather had been 100, passed away, so he'd had a good innings. To comfort her grandmother, she asked how her grandfather had died. Her grandmother replied, well, he had a heart attack while we were making love on Sunday morning. And horrified Katie said to her grandmother, blimey, grandmother, two people nearly 100 years old, he was 100, you were 98, having sex, surely you were asking for trouble. Oh no, my dear, replied Granny. Many years ago, realising our advancing age, we figured out that the best time to do it was when the church bells start to ring. It was just the right kind of rhythm, And then nothing too strenuous, simply ding and you go in, dong and you go out. And then Granny wiped away a tear and she continued, he'd still be alive if that ice cream truck hadn't come along. Happy 100!
Oh, that was a corker.
So we've been sitting thinking, how can we make episode 100 be really, really special?
Yes.
And we thought we'd make it about the people that make V2V really special.
Yes.
The people that come to our events, the people that in the past have bought the book, and the people that have contributed and listened to the podcast. And without them, we would be nothing. No,
because as a lot of people know, we originally said we'd do 6 shows.
6 episodes.
And that would be it.
Yeah, we'd only do 6, and here we are on episode 100. It's great.
It's
mental.
Overwhelming to think that we're only here on the 100th episode because of you guys.
I know, absolutely.
So we wanted to repay you and make this show about you.
Absolutely. And so all week, we've been saying to people on our Discord chat, if you've not joined our Discord chat, why not? It's brilliant. It's good fun. And we've been asking people all week on Discord, please leave us a message, say what you like about V2V, or, if you've got any particular stories or what you remember about us or anything at all. And we've just had beautiful, beautiful messages.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, a few have brought a little lump to the throat.
Oh.
Don't be rude.
Oh, I'm sweating, and it's...
For you lovely listeners, it's a good job we don't have video cameras here. Mr. N and I are barely clothed because it's so hot.
It is, in more ways than one.
Yeah, we are a little sweaty, shall we say, and not in a good way.
Mrs. N is completely naked in the studio. I'm almost naked.
Yeah, can't have the fan on, can't have anything, so we're just sitting here dripping.
I know, because the fan's too noisy. It'll sound like we've got like a Boeing 747 in the background. We sort of bang on week in, week out about how wonderful this crazy life is, and the group of people that we get to meet and chat to at all the events out there, not just our events but at other people's events as well. And we thought we'll celebrate episode 100 by not telling you, but by demonstrating to the people that can't get to the events.
Yeah.
And we've had messages literally from all over the country. We've had a message from Mr. and Mrs. Snow in America, and it's just overwhelming to sort of see the pour out of love and just great people. It's just amazing.
I also think that it shows massively that the naughty hobby isn't just about sex.
No, you join for the sex, but you stay for the friendships, and it's just amazing. Yeah,
and every single one of the messages that we've received are from people that we would now call our dearest friends.
Absolutely,
and we love every single one of them.
So let's start with a message from that beautiful pairing, the Naughty Squirrels.
Ooh.
Hey guys, it's Barney and Vanessa here.
Just want to say congratulations on reaching the 100th episode of Vanilla To Vixen. We've been honoured to be on the show twice, and it's been lovely to be part of your journey.
We've loved getting to know you guys. We're really blessed to count you as friends. And here's to 100 more.
Congratulations, guys. Love you lots.
Oh, the lovely Barney and Vanessa.
Our little squirrels.
Beautiful, beautiful. I think my memory of the squirrels, my favourite memory, is when we went to record the very first episode at Purple Mamba.
Yes.
To kind of, see what their curvaceous creatures was all about.
That's right, yeah, we did.
And it was that was the first time I think we'd gone to another hosted event and recorded in another club. So to have a message from them was really special.
It was really, really special. And we adore you guys, and we love you two to bits as well.
I know.
And we've been very lucky that it's very difficult when you're at the clubs, because you don't get a lot of quality time sometimes, do you? Because obviously we're generally quite busy on our events working, but we have been lucky enough to actually socialise with the squirrels, haven't we, outside of the club, and get to know them a whole lot better. And they are the most beautiful couple,
and they always find time to come to our events.
Always.
So yes, it's really special.
Yeah.
Thank you,
sweeties.
So the next message, we've got to have her on really early. It's our beautiful agony aunt.
Oh, it's the lovely Roxy.
And bless her, I mean, since she's sort of been doing it more and more at Liberty Elite, helping out more, and she still does obviously Dangerous Curves, and she does so much. And we don't get her on the show as much as we love to.
No, we don't.
We'd have her on every episode.
Yes, we would, definitely.
But here she is with a very special message.
100 episodes. Wow. Congratulations, guys. Can't believe we got this far. It's crazy. Thank you to all the listeners who have sent in Ask Roxy's, who've come and spoken to me at parties. Roxy hugs, absolutely still a thing. Always welcome to come get hugs off me. But yeah, awesome. I can't wait till the next 100. Hopefully I'll have a bit more time for you guys as well by then. And yeah, listeners, get your questions in. I'm here with my terrible advice. And yeah, speak to you guys soon. Love you lots. Bye.
The beautiful Roxy.
Oh,
she's like one of the most beautiful souls.
Oh, isn't she?
I've ever met.
And she does give the best hugs.
She does.
I actually remember when we first interviewed Roxy.
Really?
And how Ask Roxy was born. Do you remember?
I mean, she says she gives rubbish advice. That's rubbish.
It is rubbish, yes. You give amazing advice, my lovely.
Which is why we get loads and loads of sack mails and messages every week.
I remember we were actually at the club, and I'm not sure if it was when we were doing the interview with John, King of the Swingers, which was episode 8.
Which was my favourite episode.
Exactly.
Ever.
And Roxy was there at the time, and we got chatting, I think.
She was quiet in the background, I think.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
And we got talking, and I think we got onto some sort of maybe questions and whatever.
Yeah.
And she gave such amazing advice. We said, you need to be our agony aunt. And Ask Roxy was born.
I mean, that's it, dear listener. Everything about this show happened naturally. Nothing was planned.
No, not at all.
It was just, episode 8 was still my all-time favourite episode of all the episodes, I think, because that's the episode that changed everything. You know, we spoke to John, and John, of course, was the former owner of Liberty Elite, for those that don't know. And he gave us the opportunity.
He did.
You know, so it's all thanks to John at Liberty Elite, and I don't think we'd be here without him.
No, I agree.
So, yeah.
I agree. And also, Roxy was actually at the club the very first night that we went there.
Yeah.
And she remembers us literally clinging onto the bar for dear life.
Our fingernails are still in the bar.
Yeah.
Our fingernails are still in the bar from that very first visit.
And now she's a huge part of our lives, and she's a huge part of Vanilla To Vixen.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
it wouldn't work without her. So thank you, my darling.
Adorable. If you get the chance to go to Dangerous Curves, please do. It's an amazing party for the body conscious. And Roxy, we absolutely adore you.
Yes.
Thank you for our message. Let's move on to I like this.
This is quite good, isn't it? I'm enjoying this.
Let's see who's next. I think we've got a very popular single gentleman.
Oh, okay.
We've got the Hooky Monster.
Oh, Mr. Hooky.
It's Hooky.
Yay.
Hi both. Just wanted to say congratulations on 100 episodes. Pretty amazing, really. And they go from strength to strength. Thank you also for allowing me to be a small part of it over time, and looking forward to the next 100. And thank you for allowing me and helping me to be a little more confident and get to know more people. So, congratulations again.
Hey. Now, I've been alongside Hooky in the jacuzzi. He's no small part. Definitely not.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we've got a really lovely memory of Hooky, and how actually he got his new nickname, the Hooky Monster.
The Hooky Monster.
Yes. And we were on a field trip, weren't we?
Yeah.
So we were on our way to the Stamford Social.
The Stamford Social. I think that episode was called 5 Swingers in a Car, 4 Swingers in a Car, 5. I can't remember how many of us it was.
No, there was 5 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hilarious. I can't even remember what number episode it was, but it was chaos.
Yes, we actually recorded. I'm sure we broke some laws along the way. we recorded a podcast, or half the podcast, on the way to the social. Obviously, we couldn't record in the actual social, and then we recorded the rest on the way home.
Yeah.
It was... I remember sort of sitting listening to that in the studio afterwards, and I thought, this is just going to be the biggest load of old tosh.
We were like a bunch of excited school kids on the way there, all very giggly and everything, noticing everything that we were passing. And then on the way home, you could tell we were a little bit tired.
Yeah, but some really good conversation came out, and sort of just talking about things that people don't talk about in the swinging hobby.
Yes.
And it's those special things that, you know, perhaps people that are new to it. I know when we were new, I'd have loved to have been able to have had some of the advice that people have shared on the show.
Oh, God, yeah, definitely.
Over the 99 previous episodes.
I know. And we must also say a massive thank you to Hooky, because he has been on the show and he has given advice to the single guys, which has made a massive difference as well. He is he's kind of an ambassador, isn't he, for the single guys. Yeah. So, you know, we must thank you for that, my darling. So
I know. Now I'm going to delve.
Oh,
delve.
Are you doing a bit of digging, my lovely?
I'm delving into the message bag.
Okay.
I think we've got to have our beautiful, beautiful crew members.
Okay.
Mrs. and Mr. Foxy.
Aww.
The beautiful Mrs. and Mr. Foxy. And I can't wait to hear this one. Shall we start with Mrs. Foxy first?
Let's start with Mrs. Foxy.
They've both left one, so I'm very excited for this. Okay, here we go with Mrs. Foxy.
It's really, really difficult to leave you guys this message. I've been dither-arsing around for days. It's so hard to talk about you without using cliches and sounding insincere. But I will try. You are my personal swinging fairy godparents. I really, literally wouldn't be in the hobby without you guys. I'd have given it all up, stitched my fanny up and stayed at home and crocheted pumpkins, which incidentally I'm quite good at. You have offered us an outlet, a friendship. You are generous, you are funny, you are curious, you are engaging. You are still going at this with the wide-eyed wonder of a couple of children or Alice down the rabbit hole wandering around Wonderland. Eat me, drink me. It is just, you are a joy to be around. You've drawn so many people in. You've given people confidence. You've allowed us to come at it, not without fear, because there is fear, but you've always been there to handhold us and many, many other people. It is such a privilege to be considered a part of your crew and to consider ourselves part of the V2V family. You are hysterical friends. People go, oh, we'd be friends with you even if it wasn't for the lifestyle. Yeah, we would actually. You fucking stuck with us. Even if all of our genitals drop off tomorrow, we would still want to spend time in your company. And not only because we have privileged access to the guest list or to Mrs. Naughty's inbox, which is a privilege. We just love being around you. We love what you've done. The podcast is just a game changer. The book was an eye-opener. And I think you just give people the opportunity to be themselves fearlessly, which is what we're all looking for. If you can wake up every morning and live your life as yourself, it's a massive, massive gift. So many of us have not had that. And I think when I walk through the doors of Libs, I am Kitty in 3D, Kitty in full Technicolor. And you guys have given me that, and I don't think Scott's very grateful for it, but you have given me that, and I will be eternally grateful for you and everything you've done for myself and other people in the lifestyle. I've made friendships here. These people are going to be hounded by me for the rest of their lives, probably. So they may not want to thank you. But yeah, you are just, you know how we feel about you without all this flowery, blossomy, arse-licking drivel. But thank you anyway.
I felt a little tear welling up.
Oh, honestly, the one thing I love about Miss Foxy is she says it as it is.
She's just beautiful, and
I feel very honoured that we've been a part of her journey and watched her grow.
To hear these messages is bewildering.
Yeah, it is, because for us, we sit in a little room once a week and talk.
Yeah.
And you forget that people listen, and, you know, it has changed people's lives.
Absolutely, as it changed our lives. And
yeah.
All we ever wanted to do was to show people how amazing this little club was, and the fun that we'd had. Not necessarily always in the playrooms, but, you know, the fun that you can have on the dance floor, or the fun you can have just laughing, having a giggle, and that unique place where people really do leave their judgments at the doors. It's such an eclectic mix of people. we've had people like High Court judges talking next to footballers, talking next to chefs, and then people, bin men, and there's such an eclectic mix that I don't think would ever socialise in any other circumstance.
No, I think you're right. And it's almost like there's no hierarchy there.
No.
Everybody's on the same level. It doesn't matter what you do or anything else.
Everybody's there to straighten each other's crowns, to make each other feel good about ourselves. And in the day of social media, we've forgotten what that's like.
Yeah.
And so to go to this amazing place, it's special.
I
know we bang on about it. And to hear Mrs. Fox's words just then, I'm speechless.
I know. I have so many memories of Miss Foxy. So many. I mean, I could talk for hours just about memories that we've shared and we've made with her. Miss Foxy was the very first person that we did a telephone interview with. Do you remember?
I remember it well. And
bless her, I mean, she literally contacted us, didn't she? Because I think we'd asked if anybody wanted to come on the show.
And we'll share a little bit of kind of behind the scenes information on this one.
It's not very glamorous.
I remember, talk about glamour. the glamour of Vanilla To Vixen. I was sitting in our ivory tower. I will share with you, dear listener. We were due to record this episode. This was back in the days before we were outed.
Yes.
And we had to obviously record the show. We got our teenage daughters at home, and so we had to be secret about, having guests on. And for this particular episode, I had an old recording studio located somewhere, let's just say. And during COVID, I pulled that studio apart and built a recording studio at the back of our house. It's just a small little studio, nothing glamorous. And we couldn't record the episode because part of the equipment I don't think was working that day.
No.
So we had to use our emergency little mobile recording studio. And so we went and had to sit in the empty studio amongst cobwebs, sitting on the floor, holding this mobile phone with Miss Foxy to a microphone. And it was the only way back then we could get the sort of the vocals, from all the way from the lovely Wales. That was the only way we could get Miss Foxy on for the very first time. And that episode, to hear Miss Foxy's story of how she came from this relationship where she was oppressed. I know she wouldn't mind me saying that.
Yeah.
She was definitely oppressed, heavily oppressed. And this scared, timid young lady, and with the help of her amazing partner, Mr. Foxy, the wolf, with the help of him and all the beautiful people at V who come and attend V to V, she's blossomed into this just amazing, beautiful person. Confident, radiant, always radiant.
Always looks so beautiful and stunning in any outfit that she wears. She's just got this natural air about her that I know she'll be sitting there cringing now with me saying this, and she doesn't realise what a beautiful person inside and out she actually is. She is phenomenal.
Many people have been pierced on her headdresses.
Yes, that is true. She does tend to walk around with the horn.
Oh, beautifully so. Beautifully so. And it really is a privilege to know Mr. and Mrs. Foxy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Absolute privilege, and that they consider us their friends. I just want to thank them. I want to thank them for all the tireless work that they do. They travel hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles to attend our events. The money that they spend, to do this, and without them, V2V, they really are the unsung heroes of V2V.
Yeah, absolutely.
Without them, the events would nowhere near be as good as they are. And, they are amazing.
Yeah.
And thank you. Just a big thank you. And now we've got a very, very, very special and intimate message from Mr. Foxy.
This week, I am mostly dipping my knob in blancmange.
Oh, dear.
And that is Mr. Foxy.
That is Mr. Foxy with his intimate and special message for all the listeners of V2V.
I love that guy.
But as Mr. and Mrs. Foxy would say, it's not a cult. It's not a cult. So, yes, knob dipping it is optional.
Okay.
It's not an introduction to V2V.
Yeah, it's not an initiation test or
No,
anything.
honestly, it's not a cult. And now we go from Mr. and Mrs. Foxy to our other beautiful couple. It's Busty and Saucy.
Mr. and Mrs. N, what can I say? 100 not out. Apparently it's a big thing in cricket. I don't know. I've never understood posh rounders. But for you two, it's just a sheer blink in the eye. Can't quite believe for 100 weeks you've now been beaming through our phones and into our ears, giving us advice, busting myths, and actually just generally telling us what the naughty hobby is actually like, as opposed to what people think it is. We love you two to bits. Personally, we've gone from being starstruck to actually getting to know you, to enjoying cake together, and that's not a euphemism. You two are absolute superstars. Mrs. N, thank you for your glorious laugh that keeps us all occupied. Mr. N, thank you for keeping it just to one joke per show. Love you two to bits. Here's to the next 100.
Wow.
Oh, that accent. Oh, my God. You need to pick me up off the floor.
I know, you've gone all moist.
I have gone very moist. I was moist anyway. It's even worse now. Oh, I do love Saucy.
Oh, he's just one of the most beautiful people. Again, it's going to be very repetitive, this is, but, we all have our ups and downs in life, and, we've shared sort of the ups and downs with Saucy and Busty, haven't we?
Yeah.
And they've just been amazing, and they are another couple that were there for us. And in one particular place I want to mention, I don't want to go into the details, but back in episode 52,
yeah,
when we were really struggling, when we actually considered, shall we even carry on with the podcast? Shall we carry on with doing this? And Busty and Saucy, along with Mr. and Mrs. Foxy, and Naughty Little Secret, who we'll come to in a little bit, they were the ones that were there for us.
Yeah, they were literally dropped everything.
They were our family.
Yeah.
They were our family.
Yeah.
And, they said call us, doesn't matter day or night. And they were just amazing. And to have people like that and to know people like that is a privilege. And it makes you a wealthy person.
It certainly does.
It doesn't matter how much money you've got in the bank. If you have people like that as friends, you are a very rich, very wealthy person. And so, again, I consider myself very lucky to know the amazing Saucy and Busty.
A lot of people don't know this, but obviously we have a lot of giggles on the podcast with our guests and episodes that we've done. And there was one particular episode, which is one of my favourites, which was 25 swingers in a hotel room. Never been done before. Honestly, my sides were hurting. We laughed that much, but there was a point when we were doing that show where you not long lost your dad.
Yeah.
And you and Saucy had a moment where you were just connecting with each other because he understood exactly what you were going through.
Absolutely.
And it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And that kind of summed up the support and how deep the friendships are.
And everybody in that room, and there was 25 of us, whatever, everybody in that room knew that and understood that.
Yeah.
and it was without a single word spoken,
Yeah.
you know? And so that was a special moment. And Saucy always coming up to me and going, this is our little thing that we'll share on the podcast. We'll be sort of at Liberty Elite, and there'll be like semi-naked women dressed down, you know, looking like Bond girls, and and he's probably, you know, just been in the playroom, I've just got out the jacuzzi or whatever, and we're walking around and we're going to fetch a drink, and there's all these gorgeous women around, and we'll just giggle, look at each other and go, it's shit here, isn't it?
Honestly, you're like a pair of schoolboys.
I know. And to just share those memories with somebody like that is just the best.
Yeah.
And talking of Busty, the beautiful Busty, here she is.
Yay.
Oh, good afternoon, you beautiful pair. What can I say? You're both an absolute pleasure to be around. Mr. N, you give the most amazing hugs and the most beautiful compliments. Mrs. N, what can I say? You're a superstar. I love you both to bits. Loved your journey on the podcast. You're so real and down to earth. Yeah, Mrs. N's laugh is always up there. And I'm one of the ones who has the V2V theme tune as my ringtone. I love you both to bits. Thank you for everything. And see you soon.
Beautiful Busty.
She's got the most beautiful voice, as well as she's beautiful herself.
I know. Her eyes, you can just get lost in her eyes.
Absolutely.
She's got the most soulful eyes ever. And
I remember the first time we met Busty and Saucy.
Okay.
So we obviously were at Libs.
Yeah.
We were going into the playroom, or we were already in the playroom, and we were kind of just wandering about, I think, and we just happened to walk past bed number 1, as we call it.
Yes.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
And there was this beautiful couple lying on there. The lady was wearing this stunning red see-through outfit, and we just got these little giggles, and it's like, it's Mr. and Mrs. N. And we were like, what? And I think it was probably the first time somebody had actually recognised us. And so we stopped to chat, and then ended up sort of sitting down on the bed and everything. And I remember Busty saying, oh my God, I'm really like girl fanning you. And it was just the weirdest thing, because it's just weird when people do it, because we don't see ourselves that way at all.
Not at all.
And we spent quite a bit of time with Saucy and Busty that night, and had the most amazing...
I think what still shocks me is we spoke to them, and they always appear so confident.
Yeah.
And you forget how long they've been in the naughty hobby. They seem like they've been, you know, doing the monkey business for like years and years and years. And I like to call them, you know this, I like to call them connectors.
Yes, you've always said that.
They are connectors. They will introduce people to other people, and they've just got this natural, beautiful skill and talent for connecting people and making people feel so special and making people feel included. And so thank you to Saucy and Busty for that, because again, that special quality that you have makes V2V so special and unique.
It is. I've always said this, because, you know, we get a lot of people message and say thank you so much for your event and blah 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 and all this, and it's just like, it's not just down to us, it's down to people like Saucy and Busty, Naughty Little Secret, Mr. and Mrs. Foxy,
Hooky and all the rest,
everybody else that helps us out. You guys make the difference. Because you guys, you look at, everybody's aware that our events are sort of geared towards newbies.
Yeah.
So people that, you know, have either never been to a club before or only just stepping into the naughty hobby. And without you guys giving them that reassurance and the confidence and knowing that they're there, you're there for them should they need you throughout the night, because we do keep an eye on everybody at our events to make sure that there's no...
But they've grown. Our events are incredibly, you know... they're incredibly popular, shall we say. And so to have all these amazing characters looking out for everyone, scanning the room, and, you know, as I say, you know, at their own expense, they put their night on hold so that they can make sure everyone else is safe and enjoying themselves, having a good time. No one's excluded, sitting on the outskirts or just sitting alone in the corner. and they put their night on hold.
Yeah.
And make sure that everybody's having a good time for that. And we're eternally grateful.
Oh, massively. And I don't know whether we say it enough. We probably don't, but we really, really do appreciate you guys so much. Mm-hmm. Our events wouldn't be what they are without you. It isn't just about me and Mr. N. It's about you guys. It's about the V2V crew. And I just feel like we've turned into this one big family who love and adore each other, and it's just the most special thing ever.
Right, let's hear from, if it's one family.
Okay.
Feels like the pretzels. Don't Google that. Probably shouldn't be talking about families when it's a swinging show. These would be the cheeky kids, the naughty kids.
Oh, absolutely.
It's Naughty Little Secret.
Yay.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
It's from Naughty Little Secret. We just want to say congratulations on 100 episodes. It's been so fantastic to listen to your journey and to be a part of it as well.
Honestly, you the highlight of our week. It's so funny, especially Mr. N's jokes at the beginning.
Very, very bad jokes, but so very good at the same time.
Dad jokes.
Still remember when we came to record our podcast with you and I choked on my Lucasade and it took me ages to keep a straight face to be able to start recording. But you are honestly two of the most amazing and most genuine people that you could ever meet.
Like, as soon as we get to a club, the first thing we do is look for you two, because we know straight away we're going to get us hugs. Whether we're having a good day, a bad day, it makes no difference because you two are there and you'll sort us out.
Yeah, you're just amazing. It's very rare to meet people like you two. And we can't wait for the next 100 episodes, and we can't wait to see you every time we get to the club.
We have a lot of love for both of you.
And we love just the random conversations that we have talking about how dinosaurs shag and people wearing socks and boxers whilst they're playing and stuff. All just the random funny stuff. And then just having Mr. N go, oh, it's shit here, isn't it? On that, got a joke for you. What happens if there's a fire alarm in the club? You get a premature evacuation.
Oh, that's a bad. Don't let me take the credit for that one. I googled dad jokes.
Lisa found that one. Well done, guys. We love you, and we're looking forward to the next 100, 200, 300, 400 episodes.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Wow, we're having to blank some of the names out because people have actually included their real names in this. So if there's little gaps there, that's why. What can I say about...
we just had to have a bit of a moment there, didn't we?
I know. This couple, Naughty Little Secret, are just so special to us. Me and Mr. Naughty Little Secret share... something special together.
Yeah,
we both lost people that are really close to us within a week apart.
Yeah,
and we shared that and we chatted about it. And then when we got to the club and we were talking, we didn't actually even speak. We just came into the club. We'd been chatting on Discord, just privately to ourselves, and we were checking in on each other. And then when we got to the club, he came up to us, and I think you would agree, Mrs. N, that we're probably two guys that don't particularly show a lot of emotion. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Some of my private emotions.
Yes. Yeah.
And we sort of both got to the club and we just hugged.
You did.
But it wasn't just a quick hug. We literally hugged and held on to each other. And I still remember what that feels like.
Yeah, it was quite a strange connection seeing you two. Who we didn't particularly know them that well at that point, but for some reason that bond that you now.
I think we did, but it just our friendship seemed to go to the next level.
Yeah, massively. I
think we felt. I suppose we felt we knew each other quite well. And the weird thing was as well. Obviously, I'd lost somebody in my direct family, and we knew that we got a party coming up within weeks of that,
of
that happening. And so, you know, your initial thoughts is, can I do this? Don't want to let people down. And I remember thinking, you know, the last thing I felt was in party mode. And you kind of think, well, how am I going to get through this? But the people got me through that. And I discovered on that night that I didn't have to be somebody that I wasn't just for that night. I wasn't Mr. Party, and I was a little bit more subdued.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to be anyone I wasn't, because I was just myself, and Mr. Naughty Little Secret just hugged me.
Yeah.
And we hugged each other, and we just held on to each other. And so, you know, that did more for me in that one night than I think some people could have done for me in weeks or months. Just that one moment.
Yeah, I know. It was incredibly special to watch. And also with Mrs. Naughty Little Secret, bless her, I'm sure she won't mind me saying this, but she puts on a strong front.
Yeah.
And she's the one that's always there for people when they've got problems and issues, and she's never one to talk about hers.
She's got broad shoulders, hasn't she?
Very broad shoulders.
In metaphorical terms.
Yeah, but I know her, and I know when she's covering something, and so I feel very honoured that she has been able to open up to me, and she said to me, I can't get anything past you, can I? And you know, I know how much she looks out for everybody. And you know, she cares so much about people, and it's like, no, people care about you too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So don't get forgotten. And it is a wonderful relationship we have with Naughty Little Secret, which is just getting stronger and stronger the more time we spend with them. And we absolutely adore them to bits. They are the cheeky children, and they are always bringing laughter and lightness and fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even when, you know,
the dinosaur sex.
Yes.
Me and Mr. Naughty Little Secret were talking about how would a Tyrannosaurus Rex have sex? And you tend not to think of dinosaurs as Mr. and Mrs. Dinosaur. And I was thinking like a Mrs. Tyrannosaurus Rex. They've got little arms. And then me and Mr. Naughty Little Secret worked out that the Tyrannosaurus Rex was so terrifying and angry because he's got tiny little arms, so he can't have a wank.
Yes, but this conversation spilled over to talking to Chardonnay about this.
We did.
And then that kind of developed into the fact, well, he's probably got little arms because he's got a massive willy.
Yeah.
So he doesn't need long arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember seeing a big willy dinosaur willy on any of the photos at school or anything like that. I don't remember that. So
they were in the other books.
We'll just stick to angry Tyrannosaurus Rex that can't have a wank.
Yeah.
Yes, let's delve back into the bag. Let's see who's there.
Okay.
Look what I found.
What have you found?
I think one of the most popular podcasts we ever did was Hayden and Meghan.
Oh, yes.
Young Hayden and Meghan came on, and this couple just have the biggest beam every time we see them.
Oh, they're just so adorable.
Let's see what they've got to say.
Okay.
Hey, Mr. and Mrs. N. Just wanted to say a big thank you for everything you've done for the community, just by sharing your story and the events that you guys do. Me and Megan love you guys and always look forward to seeing you. We hope this carries on for 100 more, and we can't wait to come back on the podcast. Hopefully see you guys soon and see you at an event. Love you. Bye.
Oh, bless him.
They're so cute.
I know, aren't they so cute? I feel like proud parents when they're around. That's how young they are. It's like, I remember them coming to, I think it was one of our Vanilla To Vixens, and it's where we obviously play the Vegas games.
Yeah. Vegas Vixens.
Vegas Vixens. That's the one. Oh, it's so confusing. And they won a bottle of Prosecco.
I remember this.
Do you remember this? Yes, you told me off for this. And
you gave away our star prize.
I did, because Hayden came up to me and he went, "We don't drink." I went, "Right, hang on a minute," whisked off the bottle of Prosecco from his hand, rushed off to find out where the naughty prizes
and
were.
And we got this really expensive remote control panty vibrator. It was brand new.
We did.
And we saying, just have one of these just have the star prize. We don't care.
I know, but he was so chuffed, bless him. And it was like, I can't give you a prize that you can't enjoy.
I can't think of anyone better that I would like to bend the rules for.
Absolutely. They are the most beautiful couple and so open and so honest. I absolutely loved having them on the podcast and hearing their story.
And the thing is, again, dear listener, if you come to an event, you think you're coming just to fuck, be naughty in the playroom, see a bit of flesh, bit of naughtiness, and then before you know it, it catches up with you, and you're feeling this way, and you've got deep friendships with people like this. It's amazing.
If I could take one thing away from us doing this podcast, you know, if it turns out that we had to, you know, stop doing the podcast tomorrow or anything, I am so grateful for it because of the friends that we have now made, and they are lifelong friends.
Absolutely.
And they have enriched our lives so much, and they've got us through good times, they've got us through bad times. They are the first people we think of that we want to talk to. When we've got good news or bad news, it's like, no, we need to speak to the family. And yeah, we just love you guys to bits. We really do.
Let's find another.
Okay, this is fun.
Oh, look who it is. It's Mr. H.
Oh, it's the guy that wears the lovely jackets.
Hello there, Mr. and Mrs. N. Just wanted to say a huge congratulations from Mrs. H and myself on your 100th podcast episode. Also want to thank you for all you've done for us and everybody else with regards to welcoming us into the club and making us feel part of a wider community and helping us to feel safe and secure. The only thing I wish you'd done slightly different is that Mr. N should have pointed out that goddamn step.
I do.
Here's to the next 100. Stay naughty.
Oh, bless him.
I did. It's part of the tour.
It is.
It's health and safety. But Mr. H goes flying. There's a little step at Liberty Elite, and as part of your tour, we tell you about the step. Mind the step. Everybody's too busy looking at the titties. Ignores the step. Mr. H in his bling, bling, bling jacket. Bling, bling, Mr. H. Forgets the step, goes flying at least 3 times every event.
It's dangerous. There's been some serious injuries there.
Well, there you go.
Oh.
You shouldn't be looking. Mr. and Mrs. H, gorgeous couple.
Oh, they are gorgeous. And they do always dress amazing. They are there. They dress to impress, don't they? Every time they come.
He's now known as Goldfinger or Gold Member.
He is, bless him. Yes, he is. I think I remember, and I don't know whether I should share this story about Mr. H. And I think it was the first time he actually came to Libs. And it was on one of our events. So I think, again, it was a Vegas Vixens. And it had been a particularly busy evening, shall we say. And there was a bit of an incident that happened, which has been covered on one of the episodes before, which is not something that we encourage, but it had happened. And we happened to be standing outside of the locker rooms, and Mr. H happened to turn around and said, "It's a lot to take in, isn't it?" And we were just thinking casually, you know, seeing people have sex for the first time can be quite overwhelming and everything. It was Footgate, wasn't it?
Footgate. Let's not mention that. Let's skip over that.
But we were just there saying, "Oh, it's fine, you get used to it."
Yeah. And we got into a lot of trouble for that one.
Yeah, we did get into a lot of trouble for that one. So I'm so grateful that you did come back.
Yes.
And that you now are one of our regulars that comes to our events, and we love having you guys there. You literally light the room up.
It is awesome.
Yeah, it is.
We can't do a message show without including this legend.
He is a legend.
Legend of his own lunchtime. He is Lord Discord himself, Mr. Horny.
He's in the house.
He's in the house. Let's have a listen to what he's got to say to us.
I'm going to say, guys, been amazing, 100 episodes, and I'm glad you've invited me to come on your show enough times. Here's for another 100 more. All the best, Lord Discord, Sir, whatever your name, Mr. Horny. Kiss, kiss.
He's awesome.
He is awesome.
The guy's so cool.
He is so cool. And honestly, he has rewritten the Disney films for us, hasn't he?
Destroyed
his stories.
He's rewritten them for us, destroyed them for everyone else.
Exactly. He's just always got great stories to tell.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know this about him, but he's actually quite a shy chap.
Again, he is just one of the most beautiful souls.
Yeah.
I love Mr. Horny to bits. He's always just full of helpful advice to newcomers. He'll always chat to just anybody. Even though he says he's shy, he'll just get straight in there and offer his advice and help to people.
Yeah.
And Mrs. Horny, let's hear the message.
Okay, yes.
Let's hear the message from Mrs. Horny. And there you go. She is the Stig.
She is the Stig of the podcast.
She rolled her eyes in front of the microphone. We love Mrs. Horny.
We do. We love you, Pet. And we have to do a massive shout out for Mr. Horny. He helps us out with he set up our Discord room.
He's amazing.
He just does things. And it's just all of a sudden it's there, and it's like, oh my God, thank you.
You know, again, we said back on episode 52 where we weren't sure whether we were going to continue with this, and then we sat down and we turned a negative into a positive, and we said, we would love a reach out room, somewhere where people can go and just anonymously talk to other people if they want to, people that understand the lifestyle, and if anyone gets outed, they can just go and talk to people and feel like they're talking to someone that really genuinely understands.
Yeah, exactly.
And within days, Mr. Horny had, in all his personal time, had set that up.
Yeah.
You know, he really is Lord Discord.
He is.
He'd done that in his personal time, and he'd set this room up for us, and it was manned by volunteers. And again, that is the thing that I am most proud of.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is the reach out room, and I want to thank
and not
Mr.
only
Horny
that,
for that.
is that our episode actually inspired him and Mrs. Horny to actually tell their kids.
Yeah, it did.
Which was, I was so taken back by that.
Yeah.
That, our experience had managed to give people confidence to say, do you know what?
Stuff it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah. So we love you, Mr. Horny.
We will see you very, very soon.
Yes.
Now we move on to one of the most inspirational and bravest ladies I know.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
It is our gorgeous Fanny Ann.
Mr. and Mrs. N, how wonderful it has been to be in your presence and have those delicious hugs, those big fat grins, the welcoming smiles. How can I say thank you? Thank you and thank you and thank you again for opening up my world, everyone else's world, using your time, having your life experiences put out upon the world. You're amazing, so amazing. And I'm so happy I stumbled across you guys. And I'm sorry that the shocking you, the pork pie moments as I walk down from the changing rooms. Sexy as always. Only to be greeted by you beautiful people. Keep it going, please. I'm so loving it. Wish I lived closer though. Love a lots, all the time. And I want to have lots more fun. Keep sharing, everyone. Thank you.
I'm just having a little moment.
Do you need a tissue?
I need several.
That woman is just pure sexiness, from the tone of her voice to... honestly, she manages to gobsmack me every time I see her. Her outfit she wears, the underwear she's like a supermodel.
I know.
honestly, I can't describe it. She does flabbergast me every time I see her, because I always think, you cannot better what you wore last time.
But let's go back to the start. And she is a lady who's single.
Yes.
And she lives on the other side of the country.
Yeah.
And she listened to our podcast while she was working.
Yeah.
And she just said to herself, they sound like they're having fun. I'm not having as much fun as that. So she got in her car, all on her own, and taking our word for it, that we were genuine people and, genuine. And she just drove hundreds of miles on her own.
Yeah.
And turned up to a swingers club.
I know.
That's fucking sensational.
Isn't it?
And listening to her little message there, bless her.
Yeah.
It's been worth every mile.
Oh, I'm so glad that she decided to do that, because having her in our lives just makes us feel richer.
Yeah.
It's the best way I can describe it.
We wish you lived closer to Fanny Ann.
We wish everybody lived closer. Well, I think we need to find a village that we can call the V2V village.
It's not a cult.
Because how amazing would that be for us all to be together?
It would be amazing.
Oh, it was just, that would be an absolute dream for me.
V2V, more smiles per mile.
Oh, God.
Let's have a look and have a delve and see who's next.
Have we got more?
We are predominantly a party for newbies.
Yes.
So let's listen to some brand newbies.
Oh, really?
And see what they've got to say. This is the festival lovers. Let's see what they've got to say.
Okay.
Hi, Mr. and Mrs. N. We are Festival Lovers 188. We only discovered your podcast about 2 months ago, so we are still very much newbies, but we just wanted to say thank you. From one quick look at the Libs website to binge listing the podcast, attending our first V2V in June, and then a quick follow-up at Dangerous Curves 2 weeks later, we have found our people and a new happy place. The Discord group is addictive, and we are making new friends every day and having lots of fun doing it. Congratulations on 100 episodes. Here's to many more.
The beautiful festival lovers.
Oh, bless them. Thank you, guys. That's really sweet.
Brand new. I remember seeing them for the first time as they walked through the door, big smiles.
Yeah.
And it's always so lovely to see such newbies embracing the whole sort of different dynamics and the different parties. So straight from our night, they went straight and tried out Dangerous Curves.
Yeah, I know.
Pretty similar to what we did.
It makes me very, very proud, because when we talked about doing the podcast in the beginning, I had a bit of a Martin Luther King moment. Mm-hmm. So I had a dream, and it was to be able to get people that weren't already in the hobby to join the hobby and to see it for what it really is and the truth of it, and to be able to listen to messages like that from new people, which is why we wanted to do our newbies night. It's just like I feel like I want to take on the world and make the whole world a better place by getting people into the naughty hobby.
That sounds like a song.
I'll let you deal with that one. You're good at writing songs, Mr. N. You can do one.
We move on now to a gentleman, another beautiful couple, part of our crew.
Yes.
They are Mr. and Mrs. Bella.
Oh.
Let's see what they've got to say.
Mr. and Mrs. N, a massive congratulations to 100 episodes. You guys are absolutely brilliant. Your podcast is fantastic, so informative, never a bore to listen to. I went through the podcast, getting myself up to date. I think it took me about 3 weeks to get there. Absolutely fantastic. What can I say to the new people listening that are thinking about trying Libs? Do it. Especially a V2V night. Mr. and Mrs. N are absolutely fantastic. So are everyone that helped out. We found everything so friendly when we first arrived at the secret hotel, which you may have heard everyone talking about. It's maybe not so secret. We were initially met with the foxes who put all of our fears away, and we can't thank them enough.
absolutely fantastic couple. We then got showed around by our tour guide of the night, Mr. Saucy, and he was absolutely fantastic. And I consider all of these people friends now for life. You're not getting rid of us that easy. I remember we were all so nervous. We were nervous about even leaving the hotel in the first place. Then when we actually got in the club, we were so overwhelmed, so unsure what we were doing. And I still remember Mr. Saucy looking at us because we were so scared, going, "Are you okay?" We almost left, but we didn't. We persevered. And I must admit, best decision we ever did. If I can say one thing to anyone else listening, don't be scared. Everyone is fantastic, so friendly, and the wife feels so safe there. So, massive congratulations. Made some friends for life. Look forward to hearing the rest of your episodes in the future. Let's bring it on to episode 200. The Bellas.
Oh, wow.
Bless them.
And the Bellas are a classic example. I mean, you know, Mr. Bella there was talking about how scared they were.
I love the honesty. And this is what I love about this. It's that it's not all, you know, smiles and roses and things. There's different sides to it. But we now, always said, didn't we, it was the good, the bad and the ugly.
And now they've evolved. They're now crew members. They're the ones now, you know, they're our newest crew members, and they're now taking on that role that Mr. and Mrs. Foxy do as well, sort of reassuring newcomers when they come through the door that they're 100% safe. Yeah. It's their night to make of as they wish. Yeah. And that's what happens. You evolve.
You do. And how perfect is it that all the V2V crew at one point were all newbies? Yeah. And who better to look after our newbies than people that have already gone through that experience?
Exactly, well said.
Yes.
Let's listen to another message.
Ooh.
This is Mr. Pikachu.
Ooh.
Hi guys, Mr. Pikachu here. I just wanted to share a brief story of what V2V has really meant to me and my partner as well. So we've been in the hobby for about 2 years before we came to our first V2V in April. Never heard of the podcast, never heard anything about it before. But after that evening, one of the best evenings we've ever had in a club, I became obsessed and totally binged the entire series of the V2V podcast. I couldn't get enough of listening to you guys. You shared such insight, so much openness, and all the people that you had on talking were lovely to hear from and so much to learn. It was lovely. But between the April V2V and the June V2V, I'd listened to every single episode. So I came back with a renewed confidence in myself and our partnership, and that really meant a lot to me. And coming there, we have found such a vibrant community of people, really nice, friendly, very sexy, and everyone's just so lovely. So I just want to say thank you so much for everything you do and all you're doing, and to everybody that becomes involved with the podcast. And congratulations on 100 episodes, and may there be many, many, many more. Thank you very much.
Beautiful couple.
What a lovely, lovely message.
Absolutely, just beautiful. And it's so touching to hear that it really does change people's lives, relationships.
I know.
And like we've said, people evolve.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It is.
I'm well aware that this is going to be an extra long episode.
Oh, you lucky people.
So without further ado, let's move on to the next one.
Okay.
This is Mizzy J.
Oh, yes.
Mizzy J. Sexy lady.
Oh, yes.
Happy 100th episode, Mr. and Mrs. N. We absolutely love listening to your show when the kids aren't around. All the best for future episodes. Lots of love, Stag and Vixen Lovebirds.
Stag and Vixen Lovebirds. Very sexy lady.
Very sexy lady.
Fantastic.
Lovely message. Thank you, my darling.
Absolutely beautiful. We can't wait to see you at another V2V.
Exactly.
And it's nice to know that she listens to it in secret. Okay.
Yeah, I apologise now if I've ever got you into trouble.
There's been a few times.
There has been a few times it's
happened.
I know.
Now we've got the bears.
Oh,
the bears. Let's listen to the bears.
Hi guys. On behalf of one very hairy grizzly and, of course, this twinkly shaven growler, I would like to say a heartfelt testament to the phenomenal Mr. and Mrs. N. You guys really are the crowning jewels in this area of our lives, and we are both truly so grateful to the both of you for all you do and have done to spread your little bit of sparkle. We would both like to say a heartfelt thank you for ending our grizzly hibernation and introducing us to the new friends, fun, and, of course, immeasurable amounts of love, support and kindness that we have found through you both. Something that really does seem to be so much harder to find these days. So, sending big hugs back at you both from the Naughty Bears.
The Naughty
Bears.
Oh, I can't wait to have a bear hug now.
No, absolutely. That one's definitely on the cards next time we see you two.
Again, another couple that have sort of only recently, haven't they, really come to the events, Vanilla To Vixen, and they're just a big part of it already.
Yeah,
very,
absolutely.
very popular, and it's just wonderful to see.
I mean, if you are a new person listening, and you might think to yourself, oh, everybody knows everybody, I bet it's really cliquey. But it isn't. It's just everybody is super friendly. And even to people that have turned up to the club for the very first time, you will be treated like people have always known you.
Absolutely. Let's move on to the next one.
Okay.
It's a sexy lady.
Hello from Cincinnati, Ohio. We started listening to the V2V podcast about March of 2023 and continue to listen due to your enthusiasm, curiosity, and kindness towards all the different types of people who make up this naughty hobby. A super big Mrs. N's laugh of a congratulations to you both on your 100th episode.
That's beautiful.
Oh, wow.
From the other side of the pond. We're going to have to go international.
What a great accent.
Oh, that was sexy as
hell.
hell.
That was sexy, wasn't it?
Mrs. LT, sexy minx. Sexy
She sounds
lady.
a sexy minx.
Oh, God, absolutely.
Yes.
I'm going to have to I need some more tissues.
Oh, good grief.
We carry straight on now with a gentleman. Gentleman villain.
Oh.
I'm sure he's not a real villain.
Well, I hope not.
Let's find out.
Many congratulations on your 100th episode. Wonderful podcast.
Thank you very much.
Short and sweet.
That's it. You see, very mysterious.
Very mysterious, isn't he?
For people of a certain age, the lady that loves milk tray.
Yes. It was very kind of like Moriarty, that kind of, thing.
The next message is from Love 69.
Oh.
Who doesn't love 69?
Well.
Mr. and Mrs. N, just wanted to say thank you from myself and my wife. You more often than not put a smile on our faces, listening to your shenanigans and stories, whether we are driving from A to B or around a swimming pool on holiday. You never fail to make us smile.
They are just the most amazing couple.
People take us on holiday with them.
They're always on holiday. Again, just such a beautiful, amazing couple.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing. Can't wait to see them again.
I know, honestly, you lot, again, I mean, we always give you guys hugs when we see you, but you're going to get extra big, tight bear hugs this time.
I think it's time we nipped over the pond again.
Ooh.
To some fellow content creators.
I know who you mean.
Hello, Mr. and Mrs. N. Mr. and Mrs. Snow here from across the pond. We wanted to take this time to tell you congratulations on your 100th episode.
Yay!
We're so excited and so happy and proud of you guys. You guys have been an amazing inspiration for us in our podcast and our journey. So we just wanted to take that time to celebrate you guys.
You guys were so welcoming and so helpful when we reached out. We were just getting started with our podcast, and we reached out to you guys because I had been listening to you in the car, every week for several weeks. And I was so nervous reaching out to you guys. You're the very first other podcast that we reached out to, and could not have been nicer and more welcoming. And it's amazing to think back on that, where that one nervous email thinking they're never going to respond to us, all the way through to February of this year, where we came out for my 40th birthday and went to Libs and ended up in the hot tub together, and even ended up upstairs in one of the playrooms upstairs at Libs.
To think of just our journey and you guys being such a big part of it is just amazing. So we're really excited for your 100th episode.
It was like an absolute dream come true. And also, we are super appreciative for all the support that you guys have given us. We've got a big party coming up in October, and none of it would be happening if Mr. N had not nudged me a little bit to just go for it.
As exciting as it is, I'm also kind of like, really? Like, this is... Thanks, Mr. N.
We will someday we will be doing an event together. I don't know where, and I don't know when, but someday we'll do an event together.
It'll be a scheduling sin with the ends.
It will be amazing.
Well, congratulations, guys. We love you. We miss you. We're looking forward to either your trip over to the US or our next trip over to the UK.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Who would have thought that by being on their podcast,
I know
what would have led to?
And they are to date, and I don't really think, unless we get aliens come from Mars or somewhere, they are our longest travelling guests to a V2V.
They are.
They flew right away across from the States.
I still can't
just for
get
a party.
over the fact that they literally, I mean, obviously we'd spoken on the podcast with them, we'd done video calls with them, but in fairness, we were all complete strangers, and they took a leap of faith with us. And
I understand that there's a whole group going out from the UK to fly over to one of their events.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely will be flying out
when we can.
As soon as we can manage it, because we want to spend more time with you guys. We had an amazing weekend when you lot came over. It was one of the best weekends ever, and everybody was so excited to meet you because we talked about you for ever and ever. Your event is going to be amazing. I have no doubt whatsoever. You guys are so beautiful and so welcoming, and you make people feel so connected.
I love my phone conversations with Mr. Snow, and indeed he just said to me, I really want to do it. And I went, well, what's holding you back? Nothing. Just go for it. Just go for it. And his event over in America, if you're one of our American listeners, please listen to the Snows, and their event is going to be amazing. Obviously, I can't let any details out. It's not for me to say, but it is very special, very unique. It's got a touch of V2V to it. It's just very, very special. Yeah, with, of course, the Snow's own unique, very special brand. Yeah. And it's going to be amazing.
It is going to be amazing, because you guys are amazing and we love you to bits. And so glad that you invited us on your podcast, because, we consider you guys friends for life, definitely.
Absolutely. Let's move on.
Okay.
We're going to go back to our little room now, where all these messages were left. Let's have a quick listen. Mr. Snow's message was right across the pond, so we're nipping back over now. Here we go. Here's the cabin girl.
Mr. and Mrs. N, I just want to say congratulations on your 100th podcast. You have helped hubby and I feel more confident in making the leap from Vanilla to Vixen. Thanks to your podcast, we are planning our first visit to a club, Libs of course, for your V2V event in September. We love your podcast and Discord and everything else, which is too much to mention. Here's to the next 100 shows.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, thank you, my love. Oh, I'm so excited to be able to meet you in September. That's going to be so cool.
Time for a couple of beautiful lovebirds now.
Hi guys, just a quick message to say keep doing what you're doing. This podcast has been invaluable to our journey, and keep myth busting. Basically just keep doing what you're doing. It's been phenomenal.
Oh, bless them.
Oh, thanks, guys.
We love myth busting.
We do.
It's all part of the show.
Yes. Bust those myths.
And we're going to carry on now to another beautiful couple who we've met along the journey.
Oh, we have. I know who you're talking about.
It is the fabulous LV couple.
It is.
Fred and Wilma.
Dear Mr. and Mrs. N, happy 100th podcast. Wow, that is really quite some achievement. And I would imagine potentially if you have missed weeks out for holidays and bits and pieces, that maybe 2 years worth of work, or near enough 2 years worth of work. So well done to you both for such a successful podcast, and also the success that's come from V2V and VV as well. We, as in Fred and Wilma, very much enjoyed our time so far that we've done on the 2 podcasts we've partaken. But also thank you for the links that and the friendship that we have developed via getting to know you both and getting to know friends of V2V and friends of our social too, and just the all manner of different ways that the funny little family tree of the lifestyle naughty hobby goes. So thank you to you all for such a splendid show, and we look forward to seeing you soon for something also special, we hope. Thank you so much. Love, Fred and Wilma.
Beautiful couple.
Oh, bless them.
So Fred and Wilma, for anybody that doesn't know, do the LV social event.
Yes, which we were very, very... Actually, we've been to 2 now.
They're just awesome events.
They are awesome, and they do a fabulous job. They put a lot of effort into their socials, and you can tell.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's again, it's a privilege to know couples like that who are just so popular on the scene and put so much effort and so much work into their events, and we just feel so privileged to be for those events to be shared and be invited to those events.
I mean they've helped us out, bless them. They've what's the word I'm looking for?
I have no idea.
When they go into the breach, is it, or something?
Battle?
That's something like that. When we've needed extra help with tours and things, they've helped us out.
No end, yeah.
Which has been fabulous. And I particularly have to give a shout out to Wilma, because she leaves me little voice messages now and again. And
you get extra voice messages from Wilma?
I get extra voice messages from Wilma, and I love listening to Wilma's messages. She always gives us tips on what we can talk about on the podcast, which I appreciate more than you actually probably think, because sometimes we do sit there and go, what are we going to talk about this week? So, we do appreciate when people give us ideas and stuff. And yeah, I absolutely adore listening to Wilma's little voice messages she sends me.
A big shout out to Fred. I love chatting to Fred. Just such an honest, open guy.
He has the best accent ever.
Great hugs as well.
Oh, he does. Yeah, we really love you guys, and we feel very honoured that we've got to know you as friends, and we will be seeing you tomorrow.
I know, yeah, they've got Camp Vegas.
They have.
That's going to be exciting.
It is, because we're going to be doing a roving report.
Yeah, that'll be on episode 101, hopefully.
It will be.
And time has just about caught up with us now.
No, don't say that.
No, it's not. Of course it's not. We've got time for one more. How could we miss out this? I'm just exploding.
Now, we haven't known this couple for a particularly long time, have we?
No, it feels like we have.
Oh, it feels like we've known them forever. And in the short time that we've known them, my God, have they changed our lives?
It's my brother from another mother.
Would that be Sir John?
That'd be Sir John, and then this incredibly sexy lady who, I mean, at one point I called a spicy match rep.
Yeah, you did.
And she gave me a damn good thrashing for that. It is Sir John and Lady La.
Hello, you sexy people. This is Sir John from Town and Country 83. And I just want to say congratulations on 100 episodes. I think what you guys have done is absolutely amazing. You just cover such a vast range of topics. You get such genuine guests on, and you've covered so many topics that actually hit home. Even for us, you know, we're way down our journey. We still find some of the topics you cover, you know, are real talking points for us, and even after all this time still help us on our journey. And it's always reassuring for us as a couple to hear that other people are going through the same, because sometimes you look around the room and you see everything going on and everybody into it. Sometimes you feel that you're not the same level as everybody else, but actually when you listen to your podcast, you realise that everybody's at different levels, and even people that have been doing it for a long time have ups and downs. So I think it's incredible what you do, and you know, you guys need to keep doing it. It's fantastic. I just want to say as well, your events are absolutely amazing. Such a great group of people. It's a real reflection of who you guys are. I know the naughtiness is fun, but we have so much fun just talking to as many people as we can. Everybody's buzzing. Everybody's full of so much positive energy. It's so much fun. So I was thinking about a funny story, and I'd like to share the 2 pairs of knickers story. So this goes back to quite a while ago, and this was at a different club before we ventured to Libs. We were in this said club, and we'd actually gone there with a lovely lady who was a unicorn at the time. And there was another lady at the bar with her husband, and she really wanted to have her first girl experience. So being the lovely pair they are, our unicorn and Lady La decided that they would help this lovely lady on her journey. So we went into the playroom, and I very much enjoyed the view, and her husband very much enjoyed. And the play continued until, you know, it reached its end. So we were sat out by the bar at this point, Lady Lara and myself, and we kept seeing the light flick on and off in the playroom. That's a bit strange. What are they doing in there? So the couple come over to us at the bar and said, sorry, but have you seen her knickers? Well, they were on the floor just by the table. Well, we can't find them anywhere. So, I'm sure they were there. Well, she'll just have to go home with no knickers on, they said. So off they went. And then our unicorn said to the lovely lady, like, come on, let's go play. So off the 3 of us go into a playroom, and the girls had a play. And then that finishes and they're getting dressed. At which point they both get their underwear on, and there's a spare pair of knickers on the floor. And our unicorn said, whose knickers are these? And this is at the point where Lady La then realised that she'd obviously put 2 pairs of knickers on in the playroom and wore them into that room. So, yeah, just be careful, ladies. If you play with Lady La, she may steal your underwear. That always makes us chuckle. So I'd just like to say we absolutely adore you guys. Mr. N, keep the bad jokes coming.
Oh, yeah.
And Mrs. N, you know, just keep being the wonderful person that you are. We think you're both incredible, and long may the podcast continue. See you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, Sir John.
Oh, man. What can we say? I mean, they are just the best. They are a couple that we've got naughty with.
We've groomed them terribly.
They're part of the cult. Oh no, it's not a cult. It's not a cult.
And they are the newest members of the V2V crew.
Yeah, we got them on the crew.
We couldn't not have them as part of the crew because, again, they are people that just know how to talk to people. They entertain.
Connectors.
They're another set of connectors, which we knew. And I have a funny story because the first time we asked them to help out at a V2V, they were both blessed and they were so sweet, and they were outside because it can get very busy at our events, and the queues can be quite long sometimes.
I think we were a member of staff down at the club.
Yes.
It was when we were giving away the big holiday spicy match.
That's
spicy
right.
match. We were giving it a holiday to Croatia.
Yeah.
It was literally, the club was literally packed out. And we were a member of staff down. And so Lady Law, bless her, got sent outside, didn't she?
Well, in fairness, they both did, to sort of keep you guys entertained while you were waiting to get into the club. And that's where she got mistaken for a spicy match rep.
She was giving away spicy match goodie bags. We gave her a box of about 1,000 spicy match goodie bags.
I know, but they were both brilliant that night.
She was raging.
She's not forgiven you for that yet, has she?
Let's have a listen to what she's got to say.
Okay.
I just wanted to say a massive congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. N on their 100th episode from Lady Law at Town and Country 83. It's an absolute delight to know you both as dear friends, and I look forward to every Friday for your podcast. To Mrs. N, my fellow pussy twin, your grace and kindness and warmth just make everyone around you feel at ease. And Mr. N, you have such delicious wit and charm. I know that Sir John and I feel very privileged to be a part of your naughty crew. And Mr. N, I am still waiting for my Star of the Week certificate.
Oh, yeah. That's it. Bless her.
Oh, bless her.
She's just the most beautiful character.
She is. And they are both such a fascinating couple to talk to. If you get an opportunity to spend some time with Sir John and Lady Law, honestly.
They are so honest. They're so open. Again, it's another couple that I feel absolutely privileged.
Yes.
To be considered one of their friends.
Absolutely. And not only that, but the buffet they do. Wow.
I never thought I'd see a buffet bigger than Lib's. Ever. And it's Lady Law's buffet.
It is.
Dining on Mrs. Lady Law's buffet is like, oh my God.
Well, I mean, we've all been through some difficult times, but we've shared it together.
Yeah, again, to give you guys real insight to what goes on behind the show, it doesn't always go swimmingly.
No.
And just of late, we've admitted that kind of Libs and V2V, we're kind of working closer, and I'm helping Chardonnay out at the club and working at the club. Chardonnay's getting involved with some of the V2V stuff as well, and that's going to be coming out in the future. Chardonnay is very much part of V2V now.
Yes.
Very close. And I have talked, with Sir John, and we have chats and we talk about the events, and he's just a wonderful ear to bend.
Yes.
And he's just a beautiful guy, and his friendship is very, very special to me, and it just means the world. That their friendship, Lady Luck and Sir John, that they're just wonderful people.
They are.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for all your help, for what you do, and thank you.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I can't believe that's it. I just, honestly, I feel so warm and fuzzy for everybody that took time out to send us a message. As we said before, we wanted this special show to be about you guys, because if it wasn't for you guys, we would never have reached this milestone.
And I feel so humbled, because we said, give us your stories, give us a joke. I thought it was going to be funny jokes, and everybody just sent messages in saying how lovely the events are, how lovely we are, and it's so humbling.
Yeah.
And I'm just speechless. I really am. And thank you. We're going to try and do another 100 episodes.
We'll do our best. But that just means all you lot have to keep coming on the podcast and telling your stories.
Absolutely. So here's to the next 100. Here's to the next beautiful 100 couples that we meet along the way.
All the new friendships that are going to be formed.
And if you're listening to this thinking, you know what, my social life could do with a little bit of polish, bit of sparkle, and you're just intrigued, there is a whole community that, as you've heard, people that felt, you know, a little bit alone sometimes. They felt a little bit sort of wanting to share their kink, wanting to share their fun with, and it's just amazing what can happen when you go down to a little club called Libs. You might just bump into Mrs. N.
You may well do. And if you want to invite me round for a buffet anytime, feel free.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, guys. Honestly, we can't say it enough. This has been an absolute pleasure to do this episode.
Yeah. And we shall see you next week.
We will do.
Episode 101.
Do you think we should get Dalmatians?
Probably not, Pongo. See you later, guys.
Bye.
This week, I are mostly listening to Vanilla To Vixen podcast. I am not wanting to, because that there Mr. N is a complete knobhead. But Mrs. N has great knockers.